They're coming back here where everything is happening.
Yep. Yeah, now it's for stakes. The qualifiers were pretty hype who can get in the league, but now this is it, baby. We are live, and we are getting onto the Rift now as we see players spreading out. My eyes are going to be on where does Olaf and Skarner start. I think Skarner wants to avoid Olaf, but I'm not too sure. I'm not very familiar with the Skarner pick. Interested to see if Uncle Jungle will pull something out of his sleeve.
Yeah, so this is a pretty standard 5-point defense here. And
all right, we are back to directed camera. So yeah, I think MEC Hysteria with the LeBlanc, the Jhin, the Alistar. I think they just have more setup on the bot half of the map. That's where Drake is located. I think they have better pick potential and a bit of a stronger early game. But when you look at Kaisa with the Janna to support her and the Victor Gangplank late game, I think MC wants to go Giga late game, Mad City.
okay, I like this. Looks like they're going to go take a blue buff from red side here.
Oh, it's a late invade on bot side. I like this. When you have Olaf, you have almost nothing to fear. That champion level 1 is one of the very best. So when you draft him, you can start kind of drawing up a level 1 plan and looking to maybe 3-buff this Skarner. If he's unaware of this, which I can't see wards very well, if he's unaware of this invade and paths to his bot side, he will fall extremely behind.
No red side wards on bot side of red jungle. So I think they have no clue that Olaf is there. I don't see any wards. There's only one red ward up in top side river brush. So
yeah,
they have no idea.
They could have maybe seen the bot lane's pathing and gotten a hunch from that. Possibly. It depends on how sneaky the bot lane was with that. And if we see Skarner cross river here, this tells me that he is aware of that because he will now path through the river, I think, over a blue ward and look to invade himself, going for that Olaf's blue. Olaf should know this. And here's the answer invade from Skarner. But now looking at topside, who's going to have the prio? I think it is the Kennen. If Kennen can get a push and LeBlanc can get a push, the Skarner could be caught in that jungle. But we'll have to see if that's where Olaf makes his way to. And we also have to see how many camps Skarner wants to take from Olaf's blue side. He might just take blue and call it cuts. Now we see Gangplank here. Kennen went with a call start.
Oh, here's the Skarner, though.
Skarner does appear. Will land the Q. Flash stuns.
Hey,
this is going to be a Kennen flash followed up by the Skarner ulti. Or I'm sorry, auto. And first blood.
So I got surprised there. We need to actually, if you could fix the Fog of War. Right now, if you go down, it says Fog of War blue. You change that to both. There we go.
We got ganked.
I got ganked right there, straight up.
We got ganked by Skarner. I was saying
if I was that Kennen, I was dead right there.
Right, that's right. I was saying if Skarner was punished on the invade because of the power, as we see an Olaf gank coming through the mid lane, he will tag the Victor up, who's going to have to probably flash.
Ready to fight, though.
I think Olaf wins his eyes on him. He could do a lot of damage. He knows Skarner has no flash. And that's it. We see a mid-jungle 2v2. It's really tough to deal with LeBlanc and Olaf. LeBlanc is hard to hold down long enough to kill, and Olaf is just hard to kill, period. So the Skarner and Victor are happy that Victor didn't have to flash.
Here, Kennen is up in the red side top jungle, looking to maybe make something happen here. I don't know if they were trying to look for a dive. He's on his way back top now. Olaf is just murking up the red jungle. First he takes the entire bot side, and now Skarner's over there looking for what camps. It looks like maybe they respond at this point, but
yeah, really nice opportunistic invade from Castle here. I believe that is the Masters player in the lobby. And here comes the possible dive. Olaf hanging out in between turrets. LeBlanc is going to take aggro a bit early.
Oh, he gets hit with a stun, though. Oh, no, if he takes aggro, yeah.
And he will now trade.
So it's not too bad, I guess, but Skarner gets that kill. Victor still 0-1.
So the play isn't over, try. It's all about can Skarner bounce this wave for his Victor, or is Alistar going to prevent that? Because LeBlanc's too low to stop the Skarner, but the Skarner wants to bounce it for his mid. Because if he leaves the wave like this, then it's worth for the LeBlanc. if she can get a recall in without being punished, because the Victor will be losing minions over time. So LeBlanc now can recall with the minion raid coming to her because Skarner hit it a couple times, and that's a pretty decent recall for LeBlanc. So I'd call that worth for the trade there.
Yeah, that looks good. And we see, while we were talking there, we missed Gangplank actually went and got some really great deep vision into blue side top jungle. So you can see a ward outside of blue buff, and then one pink in the brush. I don't know what you call that, but...
What a GOAT top laner. We see Alistar will look for the headbutt pulve combo on Kai'Sa, forcing the flash because Olaf was right there. If that combo landed, she
here
probably
comes
would have
Victor grabbing the Skarner buff there and then just backing off. Looks like the play is over here, but they need to be careful. I would assume, like, in the next couple minutes, Olaf is going to be looking to make a play on this dragon.
Yeah, and what's really important is this mid lane right here. LeBlanc has a lost chapter, which gives her some push power and some mana regen. If she can have push on the Victor, Victor has to just ping Mia. And when LeBlanc is missing, you really can't contest the LeBlanc Olaf. So I'd like to see them translate that into Drake 1.
I feel that pain right there. I mean, as soon as that LeBlanc goes into the river, you're just spamming Mia. You can't follow. If you walk into that brush, you're just dead. And if you don't do anything, they go bot lane, kill your laners, and there's not much you could do about it.
That's right. We see Olaf teaming up with Alistar. This is great to see at the 6:45 mark. We already have support jungle duo running in here with confidence. Kai'Sa will open up, but no flash means she can't really afford to get targeted here. She needs to hit that plant. Very good. And it's a scuffle over blue buff. We see mid laners fighting each other, but here's the 1v1 LeBlanc potential. Ignite comes in.
Yes,
the flash. Victor cleanses, but will go down, and that's exactly what you're talking about, Tries. We see a fight breaking out over blue. Skarner, the focus. That's a shutdown. GP ulti will help out the situation. I thought I saw GP ulti for a half a second.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but I think maybe it was the Alistar knockup had a small, like, weird AoE on the ground that kind of, like, for a second
like
there
a
in the
cannonball.
chaos, I felt like it was coming down.
And it's on cooldown. It looks like it. Maybe we caught that end of it, the very last one, because it is on cooldown here. And yeah, that shutdown on Skarner is pretty huge here for blue team. For MC, we see the 2v2. Kai'Sa no flash. Jhin with a full clip ready to unload here. Second shot will kill Jaina.
Autos off.
He knows Kai'Sa has no flash.
We see it, the flash. Oh, and it's not enough.
He kind of paced horizontally for a second, but let's see if he can snipe.
Right,
a little bit of pressure here, and we do see the Olaf taking advantage of the fact that bot lane is has to lick their wounds, and Kai'Sa has to return the base, and Jaina died. So Olaf invading the jungle again, and we see a bit of a farm lead here, but Skarner with the 2-1 not doing too bad for himself. Now, Olaf wanted, I think, to take Skarner's red buff. This Olaf is being so ridiculously aggressive, being backed up by the LeBlanc.
So, yeah, they need to be careful. There are 4 members in that quadrant. Risky business. I don't know what Jana's doing there, but I guess right place at the right time. Protects the Skarner's jungle. And back to farming.
Yeah, Jaina on the early roam up actually kind of stops, I think, Olaf's invade plans. Once you see that support, you know they're going to have numbers there because you can assume their top mid jungle will be there. So Jaina with a little bit of presence to kind of help out her top side will go bot now. Group back up with Kai'Sa. And we see MC off to an early start, but this is kind of what you would expect given their comp. I think Mad City, MEC, who is red side, wants to go for super late game here on with this Victor pick.
Yeah, I agree with the. They've got the Kai'Sa, the Victor, the Gangplank. As the longer they can make this game go, I think their team has the better pressure. I mean, there are scaling members on Mad City as well, but
Victor opens up on the LeBlanc. Looks like he would maybe win the trade for a half second, but now the CC comes in and Mark Boots will just take out Victor. He had the help of Alistar there, not to mention Olaf right around the corner. So I'm questioning Zip the Zap. He just wanted to zip and zap the LeBlanc, but ends up paying the price for it.
Got zipped and zapped himself.
He sure did. He zipped when he should have zapped.
I was thinking he zapped when he should have zipped.
We'll have
he
to
was
watch
trying to go
replay.
for that zap. the TP zipped in there and bopped him up, and he just
what do you know?
It was over.
But we see the LeBlanc taking over the mid game here. She's going to recall and probably complete her Ludens now with the extra kills she's gotten. Not to mention she's farming relatively well. If she completes that Ludens, it is just free reign on the mid lane here. As we see MEC picking up the first strike. Not to be expected, right, given the champion picks. But when you look at the pressure they had topside.
I think it was a trade of objectives there.
Sure.
Maybe they knew that Mad City is on the Herald there, so they know they can get Dragon for free.
That's right, yeah,
and they
trading.
need to play.
Oh, and LeBlanc did go Sork, so I think she's one recall away from Loons. I'm not sure if I...
This LeBlanc is looking pretty scary right now. Victor needs to be careful. She's 3-0. Definitely has the item advantage.
Chain will land. Let's see if she decides to
is
follow it
enough,
up with
but I
another
could be
chain.
wrong.
This should give Olaf enough time to tag with an axe, and there's no flash on Victor. He should go down to Castle. Uncle Jungle showing up.
Uncle Jungle ain't going to be enough because, or is he?
Oh, the juke and the jive from the LeBlanc. Skarner can never get his hands on that champion.
Mark Boots just playing phenomenally right now, showing off what it really takes to play LeBlanc correctly. And to me, it's looking pretty damn good right now.
Absolutely.
Ducking and diving and avoiding any of Skarner's grasp there.
Right, yeah, Skarner cannot hold that champion down. And when it's played well, especially paired with this Olaf here, we see the mid-jungle duo coming out from MC just looking so great and getting their team ahead in this game.
And I've forgotten all about GPL because we haven't seen one yet. I don't know where he used. It's on cooldown now. Where did he use that ulti?
Not exactly
recently?
sure.
In the bot lane, trying to get some kills bot potentially, or save a fight in the bot lane maybe?
Yeah, I think if you're MEC at this point, you're looking at either your GP or your Kaisa to pop off in 1v9 this game. They didn't draft that many tools in the early to mid to find themselves pick like a LeBlanc would. But what they do have is these scaling 1v9 threats in Gangplank and Kaisa. And if Victor can somehow scale it into the game, he could be a threat as well. So eyes on Eat a Donut and Dombone to put this game on their backs for MEC. Otherwise, MC. These teams' names are entirely too similar. Otherwise, blue team will probably steamroll this lead into a game win. Oh, it's MEC Hysteria versus Mad City. Okay. Oh, thank you. Production is the GOAT.
Yeah, that does make it easier to distinguish on a quick glance.
All right, so what can red team do now? How is blue going to press their advantage? Are they going to look to top lane? We see Alistar and Olaf checking it out here. No Gangplank yet. They should be able to hit that turret. And we do see Kaisa, who can 1v1 most ADs if they're isolated like that. So Jin forced to retreat. And here comes the 4-man topside at 13 minutes, forcing the GP flash. Chain will miss, but does it matter? They just continue with more CC, and Castle, another kill here for the Olaf.
So what I was thinking at that moment was what they need to do to take this lead in Snowball is play around the Olaf and try and make those aggressive plays now while he's kind of like in the sweet spot of his game. And they're ahead. The only issue I kind of have with their comp right now is that Kennen actually has Ignite. Is that because he took Sealed Spellbook?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
I was going to say, to me, that's a big, like, you know, if they had that TP, they should be playing around the objectives, playing around bot side, making the TP plays with Olaf, getting, like, the next goal I'm thinking is get Dragon in a minute 10 with your whole team. Gangplank ult, I don't think is going to help that with the position that they're in. They are up in kills. LeBlanc is big. A Kennen ult could turn the whole thing. I don't think GP ult would be enough at this point, at least.
Yeah, definitely. It is because of the unsealed spellbook. We should see a mid to late game for drag number 2 or 3, even TP coming in from Kennen. But we also did see MEC with a nice counterplay onto bot side where Skarner saw the 4-man top dive. He decided to dive bot himself, giving another kill over to the Kaisa. That's Dombone picking up 2 here and already has a Gale Force. So it's starting to look like Kaisa versus the world here. As we see Kennen with the all-in, that Ignite might come in handy here. That's a good amount of damage. We'll see. Jan is there to support the GP. Yeah, we see Skeggy here to help the GP, but I think one Olaf X might just mean
it's
eat
over.
a donut.
Yeah. No flash. There's no way to get away from that at all. So one thing here is I have never seen a Kaisa Gale Force. So is that a good option, or is that kind of like an off-meta?
I think it's one of the of the three. I think it might be the rarest purchase. I think Kaisa usually goes for Kraken Slayer.
Yeah.
But I think you need to dodge Alistar Q W, and you also need to dodge Jin W. You need to dodge LeBlanc Chain. There's a lot of cooldowns that a Gale Force will help with, but I do see Kaisa's most often opting into Kraken Slayer. We see a knock-up on the Alistar, followed up by a stun. He will ulti and flash away, but is the follow-up there? Good look here from MEC as they take control of Drake Pit, and they are clearly playing for Drake's soul here.
So will it be enough? Gangplank does have TP. Kennen is on his way down right now, so we're going to see a fight here, but Alistar is pretty much out of the fight. No ulti, low HP.
Here comes Kennen. Eyes on Kennen on the top side. It looks like they're going to get Drake.
He stepped on a ward, so they know he's coming.
And blue team here, Mad City is a bit too late. Kennen standing on a pink and clearing it. Red team should be aware that there's a Kennen around the corner. They don't want to look too hard. Here comes LeBlanc, low-key forcing, taking a lot of damage back. I think she ignited the Skarner, and Skarner will just retreat. And that is MEC Hysteria picking up Drake number 2. We can see a clear focus on Drakes for Red team, whereas the mid-jungle duo of Mad City is just attacking champions that are flashless, basically.
Yeah, I think that for MEC there, it's a great setup on Dragon. They had the vision control. They sat in that bush. Alistar was maybe 20 seconds too late for his vision control, and by the time he got there, they already set up ready for him.
And we see a 2v1 attack. Gangplank just there a little bit too long. Maybe not expecting the Alistar to be hot on his tail. He's going to have to eat another donut here. And will it go over to LeBlanc? It will. Mark Boots. Just so fancy on this LeBlanc, even with that KS.
Yeah. 5-0, picking up every kill she can get, looking really good. And to me, that is just like, that's worrisome for MEC.
Definitely.
LeBlanc's one of those champions that if she plays it good into the late game, she could absolutely demolish the squishy members of MEC and make it really difficult for them to have a chance of coming back into this game.
That's right. We see Olaf here running into Victor. I think if Victor can kite with the Janna, I think they actually win this. Watch Red team here, but Olaf, crazy damage here.
Does he get out? That would be a spectacle.
That's worth if Kaisa can Gale Force in and get the shutdown. That is absolutely what you needed here for MEC Hysteria. It's looking like the game is on Dom Bone's shoulders now.
And the Gale Force paying off. Due to that, she gets the 300 gold shutdown. Maybe would not have been able to catch him otherwise. I don't know. I mean, he did have ult activated, and he was on his way out of the jungle with members of his team closing in from River. Potentially without it, he would have gone away.
Possibly try. So already cashing in on that Gale Force active, making it look very useful. Although Kaisa is a champion that does have an invis and a dash and a shield.
So does she one-shot him right here? No.
Gangplank can orange the first chain and prevent a double chain, and I think outside of that, LeBlanc cannot one-shot him at this point. But
you don't think you could chain, get the orange, double Q, and do big burst?
You could, but I don't think it kills him. I don't think it kills him. I could be wrong, though.
Not yet. Maybe so. She's working on potentially, what, a Rabadons at this point? I don't know what
Hex
the
Flash
path is.
coming from the Alistar will get Gangplank Flash, and you will take that every single time. If you are hit him up, Rob hitting him up with the Hex Flash here. And I think it's just stall for late, play for Drakes if you're MEC Hysteria here. A ton of pressure to deal with. Olaf, I think, taking Herald number 2.
Yeah, what are we looking at? So this is going to be an Infernal Drake Soul. That would be really good for MEC on their Kaisa and Victor for the late game.
Definitely.
Potentially something that could be the turnaround for them at this point.
For sure. If they get that Drake Soul, it is anyone's game because that tells me that they have battled against a 6K and still get that soul, so they could easily win. We see Skarner looking for an ulti here. We'll get knocked up, and now Olaf with the counter attack, just doing so much damage. I don't think Kaisa can get away.
Jin getting out with the Gale Force. Turning back on the Skarner. Definitely going to pick up the kill there. Nice. One going over to Jin.
And Kaisa does get away. We'll have to
Oh,
see Cannon
what
with
is
the
this?
flash in. Will Alti get multiple members? Eat a donut will go down. Mark
Woo!
Boots taking out
Wow.
the victor as well. And blue team just following up on the Olaf aggression here, knowing Kaisa couldn't step up, didn't have sums, didn't have escape tools. And Cannon.
This is going to be inhib for MAAD City.
Cannon with a beautiful flash play here. That is why you draft that champion. You have one job, and that is what it is. Harold coming in mid lane here, breaking the base. Now try, this is where we talk about, is it too early to take this mid inhib now? Some teams would say it right at 20. Might not be worth taking mid inhib. There's a few reasons why. The most obvious is that the super minion wave in the mid lane will eat your minions on its way to the enemy team, right?
Preventing CS from blue side and giving extra gold from supers to red side.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The reason mid is the worst lane is because you can easily have your AD or your mid laner hold that and make it to either objective, Drake or Baron, right? Because it's in the mid lane. If it was a outer lane inhib, it'd be a different story. So basically what you have to do is cash in on the pressure that it gives you, and I don't think that'll be too hard for MAAD City, but we'll see where they start.
Yeah, they've done a good job so far of pressing their lead, so as long as they can keep it up, I don't think that the inhib being taken there is going to be detrimental for them at all.
I don't think so either. It's a good point. I think it's worth taking at the end of the day, but it's always worth asking yourself if you ever see yourself hitting an inhib.
Yeah, oh, and here we see a play. Oh, my God. Wow.
Wow.
That's what I was talking about.
Good
earlier.
night. LeBlanc one taps the enemy Kaisa. Her first death. She just disappears. That's got to feel rough because that is your win condition for MEC Hysteria going down in about 1/2 of a second.
So here they're kind of messing around in base, pushing that wave in. I don't know after they get that Kaisa there, I think it'd be best to just... Okay, I see. So they have Jin bot pushing up the wave. They're going to meet here in the bot side and take this tower while they pressure red side off of defending it.
Yeah, and they're kind of...
Oh, baby. Oh!
The follow-up with the Jin W, and now Uncle Jungle is going to have to block some shots. But we see that Janna returning to the base. Here comes Mark Boots landing another chain, making it look too easy. Here comes the Kennen, but there's no flash on him this time. Kaisa actually able to open up in DPS. This could be a red fight. It's a tower dive.
I don't think it's enough. Mark Boots is just too insane right now. His damage is out of this world.
You're absolutely right. Between Mark Boots, the Olaf LeBlanc mid-jungle just
Is
running.
Is that going to be a 22-minute game one?
They are on Nexus Turrets try. I think it is. There's a wave here. And clear victors in MAAD City.
Wow. Excellent game here by MAAD City. Took the lead early and just kept rolling with it, kept the momentum going, and closed out the game with a 23-minute win for Game 1 of LSS Season 2.
Trifolds, that was textbook here coming out from MAAD City. They are looking